Today we're going to talk about fill safety and how to set up with the dozer. So the first method that I'm going to show you is spotting perpendicular to the trucks. So the truck will come in perpendicular with my blade. I'm sitting kind of in the middle of the truck so I can see their back tires, and I have my horn facing at the cab, and I'm far enough forward that I can have eye contact with the operator. Then I'm just going to back up out of the way a little bit. That way if the box starts to come over, I already have that bit of a gap. So you can see that I have a nice square safety berm built for them. That way they can feel it with their back tires, just in case I output self-spotting, or for some reason my horn doesn't work, they still have that backup. When I finish my push, I'll just make sure that just before I run into the dirt, I'll pick up and make that little berm for them. And again, you want to try and have it nice and square for them. The other method, if you don't have enough time in between trucks, is to work your fill left or right. So we're going to do the exact same setup. The only difference is I'm not going to be spotting them when they dump. That's where the berm really comes to play. So if you get in the habit of always leaving that little bit of a berm, then all of a sudden if you get slammed with a couple trucks, they can self-spot. What you want to do is you want to spot your first load on the left-hand side so they know where to start. Then after that, they're always going to be dumping on the right-hand side of the dozer. You'll notice that every time I back up, I'm looking over my right-hand shoulder. Every single time. Dozer seats are actually angled slightly so that it's easier to look over your right-hand shoulder. The reason why you always want to have your trucks on your right-hand side is right now I'm looking forward. I'm not paying attention to what's behind me. So if a truck's coming in on my left, as soon as I go to do a direction change, I'm looking over my right-hand shoulder. I don't want a truck on my left-hand side because I won't see it. The trucks are always on your right-hand side. Every time you look back up, you know where the truck is. That allows the trucks to work ahead of you so you're not sitting there having to spot trucks instead of pushing dirt. They always know generally what area they have to dump in because no matter what, they're always going to be on the right-hand side of the dozer. So as soon as they cruise into the fill, they look, where's the dozer? Okay, where do I have to dump? On the right-hand side. And then from there, if you always leave them kind of one pile or part of a pile, then they always know that they have to be on the right-hand side of that pile. Then you're not always on the radio, oh, on the left, on the right, in the middle. I want you to dump it off the edge, I want you to dump it in front of the edge. The easier you can make it for the trucks, the simpler your life will be. Usually those guys that are always yelling at the truck drivers are the ones that never have a consistent method. The trucks never know what they want. And that's where you get the huge confusion. You set up your fill where you're always on the right-hand side of the dozer and you're always on the right-hand side of that last pile. It's safer because everybody knows where something's going to be. It's faster because everybody knows where they have to be. And it's stress-free because there's no yelling at truck drivers because they don't know what you want. So right here I have a bit of a jagged edge, so I'm going to stop the truck away from the edge and then push the dirt where I have to get it. And that takes away the risk of the truck not being perfectly square and hanging one tire off the edge and tipping the box. And it makes things easier for me because it's easier for me to just start in one direction, push it on a little bit of an angle, then have to push it on like a 90 and then a 90. Simpler, safer, faster, better. back up away from that box while he's dumping. This material is really good. The boxes are nice and level. There's no sinkholes. But a lot of the times, especially with the 6-wheel drive trucks, you're not going to have good dirt. So they start to dump and one tire starts to sink. That box will come over pretty fast. The more distance you have in between, the better. Again, you can see that I'm leaving that safety burr. I want to give something for the truck drivers to kind of see in their mirrors and figure out where the edges are. The other thing is you'll feel it with your tire before you go over it. You'll see the box start to lift up no matter what mirror you're looking in.